Of all the subgenres of horror, slasher films have to be my favorite. Why? I just love the simplicity of the idea. I mean, first you take a group of beautiful young people, then you strand them in the middle of someplace that's off the unbeaten track, then you let them get naked, drunk, stoned, or all three, then you unleash an unstoppable killer amongst them, and then you sit back and watch the forthcoming monsoon of blood and gore. It's crude, uncomplicated, maybe a little too skewed toward teenage audiences, and just pure entertainment. Of course, there have been hordes of angry, meddling parents for years that have been calling these films irredeemable trash. The numbers don't lie. Legendary franchises like Friday the 13th, Halloween, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Saw have made hundreds of millions of dollars worldwide, owing their success to a great many people, including the monsters at the center of them. Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Leatherface, and Jigsaw. All of these boogeymen have become immortalized in the world of horror and have become global pop culture icons. Rock stars, even. But what about the one-hit wonders? The slasher villains that never got an encore, who were cheated out of franchises of their own. Well, there's quite a few of them. Almost too many to count. However, thanks to the power of the cult following, a lot of these forgotten gems have been rediscovered, and some of these obscure maniacs have become the icons they deserve to be. But it does make me ponder a question. Which of these underdog slasher villains are the best? Well, that's a question that's normally a matter of opinion, but I think I have a definitive way of determining the most successful of the underrated. I'll be judging 5 contenders on 3 criteria. Number 1, lethality. How many victims do these guys rack up? Number 2, veritability. How many different styles do they have of killing? Because let's face it, you don't get bonus points for doing the same thing over and over again. And then 3, mortality. How difficult is it to put these guys down? Well, now that you know the rules, let's meet our contenders. From the 1981 cult classic The Burning, we have Cropsy. Cropsy was the drunkenly abusive caretaker of Camp Blackfoot, until the night he was horribly disfigured in a prank gone wrong. After 5 years in a burn unit and numerous failed skin grafts, Cropsy is released from the hospital. Enraged by his now monstrous physical appearance, Cropsy heads off to Camp Stonewater to take his revenge on those unlucky enough to encounter him. From the 1981 movie of the same name, we have The Prowler. Shortly before returning home from the war in 1946, the Prowler's longtime girlfriend, Rosemary, breaks up with him through a letter. He later murders Rosemary and her new boyfriend at the Avalon Bay graduation dance. 35 years later, the Prowler returns to go on another killing spree during the 1981 graduation dance, leaving behind a single red rose like he did with Rosemary all the way back in 1946. From the 1982 cult classic The Slumber Party Massacre, we have Russ Thorne. After escaping from the local mental hospital, Thorne goes on a killing spree in Venice, California. Not much is known about him aside from the fact that he's apparently murdered people before and that he's motivated by some strange sexual neurosis. Hailing from the 1984 horror holiday classic Silent Night, Deadly Night, we have Billy Chapman. At age 5, Billy witnessed the brutal murder of his parents on Christmas Eve at the hands of a psychopath dressed like Santa Claus. Soon after, Billy and his younger brother are sent to live in a Catholic orphanage and they are severely abused by the Mother Superior. At age 18, Billy gets a job at a toy store and his life finally appears to be back on track until Christmas comes to town. Being forced to fill in for the regular store Santa, Billy suffers a psychotic break fueled by the memory of his parents' murder and the strict religious doctrine that had been beaten into his mind by his years in the orphanage. After killing his co-workers during a party, Billy sets out on a Christmas rampage to punish anyone who he perceives to be naughty. From the 1988 forgotten classic Maniac Cop, we have Matt Cordell. Matt Cordell was once a respected and revered member of the NYPD, a regular super cop. After stumbling across a massive conspiracy at the highest levels of city government, Cordell is framed for corruption and sent to Sing Sing prison, where he is mutilated and murdered. Then, through unknown supernatural means, Cordell comes back from the dead and begins to kill anyone and everyone he comes across to avenge the loss of his honor and good name. Now that you've met our 5 contenders, let's get to the scores. First up in the lethality category. The last placed winner is the Prowler with only 7 kills to his name. 4th place is Billy Chapman with 8 kills. 3rd place is Cropsy with 9 kills. Russ Thorne takes in a respectable 2nd place with 12 kills, but Matt Cordell was just a little bit better by putting himself in 1st place with 13 kills, making the undisputed winner of the lethality challenge, Matt Cordell. Now let's take a look at the veritability category, or in other words, how many different ways these guys can kill people. In last place is Russ Thorne with 2 different kill styles. 4th place is Cropsy with 4 different kill styles. 3rd place is the Prowler with 5. 2nd place goes to Billy Chapman with 8 kill styles, and Matt Cordell takes 1st place with 9 kill styles, making the undisputed winner of the veritability category, Matt Cordell. The last category we will tackle is mortality. How difficult is it to kill these guys? In last place we have Billy Chapman, who sadly dies after only 1 attempt on his life. Then we have in 3rd place the Prowler, who died after 2 attempts on his life. Cropsy and Russ Thorne are tied for 2nd place with 4 attempts to their name, but 1st place goes to Matt Cordell, who survived 6 attempts on his life, making the undisputed winner of the mortality category, Matt Cordell. So in this first ever 5-way matchup, we have a shutout, a pretty definitive conclusion. Our undisputed winner of this slasher death match is Officer Matt Cordell, the Maniac Cop. Well, this isn't Thunderdome or the Coliseum, but 5 entered and 1 left victorious. Please like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next